Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you find yourself coming to Yoga with Dayna. Namaste and welcome. We will have a class today, nice, gentle, stretchy poses, get us all loosened up, connected to our breath, connected to our body, and finding your practice expanding. Thank you so much for joining us, and let's get started. Today, our theme will be observing. We are going to be the observer of our body. So as we breathe, as we move, I'll often bring you back into observing the sensations of the body, observing the breath. We're going to start today in our child's pose. So come onto your hands and knees and take those knees wide on your mat. Bring your toes together. Bring your bottom down to your heels. Allow the forehead, the face, and the chest to be heavy down onto the mat. Allow the fingers to expand to the front of your mat. Settle in. Move your hips from side to side. Just getting settled, and find stillness. Take a deep breath in the nose and let it out of the mouth. In the nose, out of the mouth. Give yourself a moment to observe any sensations in the body. Observe any tension you may be holding. Let go of anything that is not serving you at this moment. Let everything be heavy. Let everything be still. Notice the thoughts as they come. Don't engage. Release them and let them go. As we settle down and get ready for our practice, come onto your hands and knees. We're in our tabletop position. Make sure the knees are directly under the hips and the shoulders are directly over the elbows. Sweep that right hand up, take your gaze up. Thread your needle, take that right hand down in front of the knees all the way over to the left side of your space. Bring that right temple down to the mat. Bring that right shoulder down to the mat. Extend that left arm out in front of you. Allow that hand to be heavy. Allow that left arm to be heavy, and breathe. Pull that left hand back in front of the face, directly under the shoulder. Push into the left hand. Sweep that right hand back up to the ceiling and bring it down to the mat. Same thing, other side. Sweep that left hand up to the ceiling. Take your gaze up. Bring that left hand all the way in front of both knees, all the way over to the right side of your space. Bring that left shoulder and left temple down to the mat. Breathe. Allow that right hand to go out in front of you, reaching for the front of your mat. Allow that right hand to be heavy. Release any areas of tension that are not needed. Focus on the breath. Focus on any areas of tension that can be released. Breathe. Bring that right hand back under the right shoulder. Unravel that, thread the needle. So take that left hand up to the ceiling, unthreading the needle, and coming back to our tabletop. Excellent. From here, we're going into our puppy pose. So keep the hips over the knees and allow the chest to come down to the surface, extending those hands out. The bottom is up. If you're noticing a lot of pressure in your hands, bring your hips back. We shouldn't be working hard here. We're resting. Allow the forehead to come to the mat. Allow the forearms to come down to the mat. Breathe. When you're ready, Come onto the elbows, shift all of the weight forward. We're going into a Sphinx pose. Allow those forearms to extend to the front. It's like you have a number 11. I'm just going to readjust on my mat so you can see me well. The elbows are directly under the shoulders. The arms are like a number 11. And take your gaze down right in front of your mat. This is a slight back bend pose. And we'll feel that in our upper and lower back. Breathe. And when you're ready, and we should have that head up a little, we're going to come down onto the chest. Take the left cheek down to the floor. Extend the arms out front and back. When you're ready, we're going to take that right hand under the right shoulder. Push into the right hand. Roll onto your left side. Walk that left arm straight behind you. Once you're on the left side, pick that right foot up and take that right foot directly behind the left knee. Allow the head to be heavy. Breathe and notice that stretch in that left shoulder. Rolling back onto the stomach. Allow that right arm to extend away from the body. Take that right cheek down to the mat. Pull that left hand directly under the left shoulder. And when you're ready, push into the left hand, roll onto that right side. That right arm is coming directly out from the body. Pick that left foot up. Take that left foot directly behind the left knee. Allow that head to be heavy. Feel that stretch in that right shoulder. Breathe. Observe the body. And roll back onto the belly slowly. Bring those hands directly under the shoulders. Push yourself up into tabletop. From here, we're going into our downward facing dog. Make sure you're pressing all the weight down into the 10 fingers. Tuck those toes so the toe pads are down to the mat. Lift your bottom. We are in downward facing dog or upside down D looking position. Allow the chest to come to the knees, or reach for the thighs, and then put all the weight into the 10 fingers and the 10 toes. We're not dumping any weight into our wrist. Breathe. When you're ready, pedal your dog out. So walk your dog, bend the right knee, keeping the left knee straight. And then straighten the right knee and bend the left. Go back and forth with those movements, alternating one bent knee with the straight knee, feeling that stretching sensation along the back sides of those calves. Focus on your breath. Focus on being present here and now on your mat, observing the body. Noticing the sensations. Come to stillness. Notice how close your heels are or are not to the mat. Just an observation, no judgment. Walk the feet to the front of the mat, staying in the folded position. We're going to land at the front of the mat, allowing the head to be heavy, allowing the chest to be heavy. Take each hand to the opposite elbow. We're in our rag doll. If stillness feels good, you can stay there. If you want to add some movement and rock from side to side, the elbows are heavy, the head is heavy. Breathe with the movements. As you turn to the right, and I'm adjusting on my mat, you stay where you are. As you turn to the right, allow those elbows and head to slowly come up to the ceiling. Nice and slow. Once the elbows and head are up, we're going to come to the middle. Pause Turn to your left and come down the left side. These are our sunflowers from our ragdoll pose. Once we get to the bottom, you'll allow everything to be heavy again. Pause. Turn to your left and slowly come up the left. We just went down the left and now we're coming up the left. Come to the top, turn to the right, and slowly descend down the right side. Once we're at the bottom, allow those hands to fall down to the mat for a forward fold. Bring the hands to the shins, straighten the back, straighten the legs. I'm going to turn to the side. We look like almost an L position. So the back is nice and flat and long. The legs are nice and straight. This is our half forward fold. Exhale, hands come back to the earth. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up. The body comes up. Interlace those hands at the top. Point the chest to the ceiling. Take the gaze up. Interlace the hands and dive over to your right. Once we're to the right, feel that stretch on the left. Pause. Come back to center and dive over to your left. Feeling that stretching sensation in the left side body. Come back to center and release the hands. The shoulders and the hands should be shoulder distance apart. Now bring that bottom down as if we were going to sit into a chair. We're actually going into chair pose. Hold your chair. Observe, feel maybe the thighs get a little warm. Breathe. And you stay where you are. I'm just moving on my mat so you can see what I'm doing. Exhale, fold forward. Step that left foot back. So we're in a right lunge. Plant down through that left hand. Sweep the right hand up for an easy twist. Breathe. Notice the breath. Notice the strength it takes to hold you here. Bring that right hand down and straighten the right knee. We're going to step that back foot forward. Bring it in. Notice that the right heel and the left heel are aligned. That left foot is pointing straight. We're in our pyramid pose. So we have a nice straight, long right leg. That left leg in the back is straight. The toes are at about a 45-degree angle. The face is facing the mat. Breathe. From here, if you have a block, you can use it. If not, we're going to bend this right knee. We're going to take our hand down to the mat. Steady yourself on that right hand. Lean forward, and you may have to walk that right hand forward. Lift that left leg for half moon. If you have half moon in your practice, and you want to extend that left arm up, you can do that. You can take your gaze up. Wherever you are in your practice, you are your teacher. Your body will teach you where to explore, where to hold back. And bring that left foot back down to the earth. And keep both hands down, straddling that right foot. Step that left foot forward. Inhale. Bring those hands to the legs, to the front of the legs. We're back in our half forward fold. Exhale, hands come back to the earth. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Take the gaze up. From here, act as if you had a bar. We're going to pull that bar down, bringing those elbows parallel to the earth, taking the chest up and the gaze up. Bring those hands back up. Exhale, fall forward, taking the hands back down to the earth. Same thing other side. Step that right foot back. Plant down through that right hand. Sweep the left hand up. Bring that left hand down. Step that right foot forward. Same thing other side. Step that left foot back. Sweep that right hand up. Again, take that right hand down. Step that left foot forward. Take that right foot back. Plant down through the right hand. Sweep that left hand up. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. From here, we're going into our pyramid pose. So rotate, we'll straighten that left front leg. Step that right foot in some. So that right toe is about a 45-degree angle. Straighten the body, hinge from the hip. Take the hand down to the shin, pyramid. Listen to your body. Do you need more space or less space between your legs? Focus on that sensation in the back of the left leg, trying to keep that back straight. Breathe. This side will be a little different from the other. Each side is different. We're going to take that left hand down to the mat, bending that left knee. And we're going to attempt our half moon on this side. If you have a block, you can use a block. I didn't teach it on the other side. But if you have a block, you may want to bring that block into your practice. Straighten that left leg. Straighten the right leg so it's parallel to the mat. Maybe we open that right arm up to the ceiling. Maybe we take our gaze up. Breathe. And if you fall out, that is yoga. It's a journey. Every day is different. Give yourself grace. Give yourself pause. Give yourself time. We grow with time. And bring that foot down. Come back to your forward fold. Breathe. Walk the feet wide so the toes fall off of the mat. We're coming down into our squat pose or our malasana. You stay where you are. I'm just changing position so you can see me. So the heels may be down to the earth. Depending on your flexibility, you may be up. But just pay attention, observe. Take the hands, palms together to the center of the chest. Give those knees a little push open. Breathe. Take that right hand outside of the right foot. Sweep that left hand up. Inhale. Take the gaze up to the left. Come back to center. Hands together. Give those knees a little push, really opening those hips. Take that left hand down to the mat. Sweep that right hand up. Inhale. Breathe. Notice the sensations in the hips. Notice the sensations in the legs. Breathe. Bring those hands back together at the center of the chest. And we're going to walk down onto our bottoms, coming into butterfly legs. So I'm turning on my mat, but you'll stay centered on your mat. Bring those soles of the feet together and bring those heels in a little to your comfort level. Once you feel like you're comfortable with the extension of your legs, take the hands to the feet or the ankles. Give those thighs a little push to just open and feel the intensity of those hip openers. Breathe, focus, arrive in your space. Deep breaths, fill the lungs, fill the belly, and release. Inhale, exhale, fold forward to the degree of your comfort. This is about as far as I can go down. Some of you all will go all the way down to the mat. Try to hinge from the hips, keeping the back nice and straight. Not forcing anything. Being easy and gentle with your body. Breathe. Bring the crown of the head back up. Extend the left leg down onto the mat. Pull that right foot, the sole of the foot, into that left thigh. Shimmy your bottom so you're comfortable. Sweep those hands up. Inhale. Exhale, fall forward. not forcing, just being present. Bring the crown of the head back up. Sweep that right hand to the back side of yourself. So the right hand is under that right shoulder. Press all of the weight into the right hand, all of the weight into the right knee, all of the weight into the left heel, and lift your bottom from the mat. Extend that left hand up. Take your gaze up. Breathe. Play with that left toe. Maybe it's pointing down to the floor. Maybe it's still up at the ceiling. Give it some movement. See what feels good here. Allow that left arm to fall to the back of your mat so that left bicep comes to the ear. Breathe. And when you're ready, we'll bring it down. You stay where you are. I'm just alternating sides so you can see the opposite side. So we will extend that right leg. Pull that left leg in, shimmy those sit bones so you're comfortable. Sweep those hands up, inhale, exhale, fall forward over the right leg. You'll find a natural rounding of the spine, or you can institute keeping that back straight. Not forcing, noticing how each side is different. Maybe we're down further on this side, maybe not. Bring the crown of the head back to the ceiling. Sweep that left hand to the back of your space. That left hand is coming under that left shoulder. All the weight goes into your left hand, your left knee, and your right heel. Lift the groin up. Take that right hand up. Notice that right foot. Is the toe up or down? See what feels good. Find comfort and ease in your practice. Allow that right hand to fall to the back of your space. That right to bicep is coming to that to right ear. Breathe. And lower back down. I'm moving on my mat just so I can be with you all. So from here, we're going to come into our Sukhasana pose. So cross those legs, sit up nice and tall, just a fancy way to get you back into your hands and knees. And if this doesn't work for you, you get there the best way you can. Take your hands down behind you with the fingertips pointing to the knees. Push into the hands, roll forward onto the knees, sweep those hands around. We are in our tabletop. From tabletop, we're going back to our downward facing dog. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Press down through all 10 fingers. Tuck those toes. Lift that bottom all the way to the ceiling. So we are back in our downward facing dog. Breathe. Lift that right leg, three-legged dog. Try to keep those hips squared so the actual pelvic is pointing towards the mat. Breathe. Lift that right leg even higher. Bend that right knee open. Feel that stretch in the right groin. And we are in our three-legged dog. Bring that right knee all the way to the top of your mat. We're going into pigeon, resting pigeon. Take that right knee all the way to the top of your mat near your right thumb. Extend that bottom down to the mat. That left groin has that right heel near it. If this is too intense, you can use a block to bring yourself up. Sit up nice and tall as if we were proud pigeons. Put those hands directly under the shoulders. Point that chest forward. Breathe. If this is enough, you stay here. If you feel like you have some exploration in your practice and you want to explore going into the resting pigeon, we'll come down to elbows. If that's enough, we'll stay here. If you want to grab a block, put it under the forehead, that's fine. If you want to stack your fist and bring the hand down to stacked fist, that's fine. Breathe wherever you are. Allow the pelvic bone to settle in. Bring that head to the mat as close as your comfort zone is. Feel that stretch in the right groin. Breathe. This is a very intense pose. As we continue to do this in our practice, we'll notice we may be able to do a split one day. When you're ready, walk those hands back under the shoulders. Press up into that proud pigeon we are. Tuck those back toes. The back toes are to the mat. Lift your bottom up. Bring that right foot down beside the left foot. Back into our downward facing dog. Press down through all 10 fingers, all 10 toes. Bring that chest to the thighs and breathe. Notice the placement of the feet, the hands. This is an active resting pose. Breathe. Take a moment to close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Observe the body. Notice any areas of tension that you can release. Release anything not serving you at this moment. When you're ready, you can open the eyes. Lift that left foot up. Breathe, three-legged dog. Allow that left knee to bend and allow that left foot to come to the right gluteal muscle. Play with that right heel. Can we bring it closer to the earth? Do we need to come up onto the toes to make it comfortable? Play in your practice. See what feels good today. When you're ready, we're going into that that pigeon pose. Take that left knee to the front of your mat, all the way to the left thumb. Placing that left knee to the left side of the front of the mat. Allow that pelvic area to come down to the mat. Untuck the toes. If you need a block under that left gluteal to make it more comfortable, do that. Wherever you are, take those hands, press down into the mat. The hands are directly under the shoulders. Look forward. When you're ready, we're going into our resting pigeon. So come down onto the elbows if that's comfortable. Maybe you're coming down to stacked fist, flat hands. Maybe you're putting the hands all the way out. Wherever you are, find ease and comfort in your practice. Breathe. When you're ready, place both hands directly under the shoulders. Press into the hands. We are sitting up like tall, proud pigeons. Tuck those back toes down to the mat. And press into the hands, lifting the bottom, coming back into our downward facing dog. Notice if you've gained any flexibility in the back of the legs. Is this pose a little easier now that we've gone into it a few times? Pedal your feet, walk your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Notice the sensations in the body. Notice if anything has loosened. Notice if any tension has released. Breathe. Come to stillness, straighten both legs. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. Bring that chest to the thighs. Pull the thighs towards the chest. The arms are nice, long, and active. Pressing down through the 10 fingers and the 10 toes. Breathe in through the nose, filling the lungs, filling the belly. Exhale through the nose, letting it out slowly. Together, inhale, filling the lungs, filling the belly. Exhale, releasing the air from the belly and the lungs. Last one, inhale, fill the chest, fill the belly. Exhale, release the air from the belly and the lungs. Slowly lower down to your knees. Come back into the tabletop. Check your placement. Wrists are directly under the shoulders. Knees are directly under the hips. Get in the middle of your mat if you're not there. We're going into our alternate side planks. So from here, we are going to open up to the right. So that right knee, you notice, will lift from the earth. Place that right foot all the way to the back of your space. Check in with that left foot. Maybe it needs to sweep off of the mat so the toenails are down to the floor. It's kind of like a kickstand to hold us steady. Sweep that right hand up. Take your gaze up. Take your gaze down. We're exploring. Make sure that wrist is directly under that shoulder. Breathe. Allow that right hand to fall to the front of your space, bringing that right bicep to your ear. A nice long stretch on this right side. Using your core, press into that left hand, sweep that right hand up. Notice that right foot, walk that foot back. Bring that right hand down to the right leg, sweep that left hand up and over. Nice stretch on the left side. Breathe. And bring that left hand back down to your mat. Sweep that right hand up. Challenge. Can we pick that right leg up parallel to our mat? Breathe. Place that right foot down. Full side plank. If this is enough for you, you stay here. If you have full side plank, or if you want to try it, let's go into it. Press down through all 10 fingertips. If you have wrist issues, maybe you come onto your tripod where you press into the fingers and not the actual palm. Step that left foot back to the right. Breathe. Notice the strength it takes to hold you here. Notice if the body is getting warmer. You are the observer. Breathe. Bring that left foot down, bring that right hand down, and bring that right knee down. Same thing other side. You stay where you are. I'm just rotating so I'll stay facing the camera. So we're going to take that left leg back, open to the right, take that left arm up. Check in with that right foot. Is it off of the mat for a kickstand? Is it under you? I recommend you sweep those right toes off. That right foot is down to the bottom of your mat or it's the top. Sweep that left hand up. Allow that left hand to fall to the back of your space. Feeling that stretching sensation on the left side. Notice if you need to be on a tripod on your hand. Notice if you're pressing all the way through the 10 fingers. You should. When you're ready, we're going to lift off of that right hand. Take that left hand up and over all the way to the left leg. Sweep that right hand up and over to the left. Breathe. Notice that sensation and that stretch on the right side body. If you want to open, pull that right elbow to the back of your space, just opening that chest a little. Take that right hand back to the mat. Take the left hand up. Challenge. Can we pick that left foot up parallel to our mat? Breathe. Take that left foot down. Step that right foot. The side of the right foot goes down to the mat for a full side plank. If this is too much, simply keep the knee down. If you have full side plank, let's try it. Breathe. And bring that knee down. Bring that left hand down, bring that left foot, that left knee down, and I'm alternating again so I can be in the same direction with you all. We're going into our hero's pose. So bring those toe nails to the mat. And if you have a block, I'm going to teach you, but if you don't, it's fine. So we're going into hero's pose. We're going to bring our bottom down to our heels. If that feels good, we'll stay there. If that's too intense, we'll take the block on the high setting, place it right beneath the bottom. If that feels good, stay there. Alternate, we can tuck those toes and get a foot stretch. So either way, you would get an ankle foot stretch or a foot stretch. Bring those hands to the center of the chest. Take this moment to close your eyes, thanking yourself for being your own hero, showing up today. If you can visualize another hero that comes to mind, bring them into your space, thank them, and let them go. That was Heroes Pose. So often we are our own heroes, showing up every day for ourselves. If you were using your block, you can release that now. Coming back into your tabletop, we're going to lift up into downward facing dog. Walk those hands to the front of the mat for a forward fold. From the forward fold, straighten those legs. Bring the hands to the front of the shins, really stretching the back of the legs. Breathe. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Take your gaze up. Exhale, hands come down to the side. We're in our Tadasana pose, or our mountain pose. Ground down through all four corners of the feet. Pull those shoulders up, push them back, and release the fingertips down to the earth. This is a stabilizing pose. It does take strength and core to hold you here. As easy as it looks, it's not. Breathe. We're going into our balance poses. So from here, we're going into tree on the left. So place all of the weight into that left leg, into the heel of the foot, into the toes of the foot. Sweep the right toes away from you 90 degrees. Lift that right heel. Pull that right heel just above the left ankle. This is our tree. Find a spot in front of you, not moving. Sweep the hands up as if they were branches of our tree. Focus on that drishti spot. When you find it and you're stable, I invite you to close your eyes. Notice how that changed the sensation of this stabilizing, balancing pose. Breathe. Blink the eyes open. If this tree is enough, we stay here. Maybe you do something fancy with your arms, like prayer hands. Maybe a tree just dances. I invite you to allow your tree to grow if that's in your practice. Maybe that foot comes up to the lower calf. Maybe that foot comes up all the way to the inner left thigh. And maybe those branches are still doing something fancy. Wherever your tree is, notice the stability. Notice the instability. As our practice grows, we'll notice changes in our poses. And release that right foot down. Pause. Make sure the weight is directly over the heels. Pick those 10 toes up. Hold. Place those 10 toes down. Come up onto the toes. Another balancing pose. On our toes, can we sweep the hands up? Challenge. Can you take the gaze up? Bring the hands down. Bring the heels down. Tree on the right. So sweep that left foot away. The toes are going 90 degrees away from the body. Pick that left heel up. Sweep that left heel just above the right ankle. Grow those branches open wide. Pick a point in the front of your space, not moving. Fixate on that drishti point and close your eyes. Notice the slight movement in the body. Notice the accessory muscles it takes to hold us here. No matter how long you've been practicing, this is always challenging. Blink those eyes open. Sweep the branches around. See if you can find movement in your branches on your tree. Find some playfulness. And when you're ready, maybe the tree grows. Maybe your tree is stable as it is and it wants to stay here today. If you want, we can bring that left foot up to the right calf, keeping a nice opening in that left hip. Maybe the tree grows and we bring that left foot into the right inner thigh. Breathe and observe the body. Find some playfulness in the branches. Your tree, your way, your practice. And you can come out of that tree, or if you fall out, you can always go back in. From here, we are going into our half forward fold again. Sweep those hands up. Inhale, exhale, fall forward. Allow yourself to be heavy. Allow there to be a bend in the back of the knees to keep this pose nice and steady. We're coming down to the mat, so bend the knees generously. Walk the hands behind you, landing on the bottom. We're going into our boat pose. So the knees are pointing to the ceiling. The heels are pointing directly at the sit bones. Take the hands, interlace them around the knee. Allow the arms to straighten. So we are in a reclined V pose. So we have a V at the bottom and a V at the top. So 2 V's. Take the hands away from the knees, point them straight. Pick up the right foot so it's parallel to the mat. Pick up your left foot so it's parallel to the mat. Breathe. If you have full boat, this is modified. If you have full boat in your practice, you can go there now by extending the hands, extending the arms for full boat. Lots of core. Observe the body. Bring those knees into the chest. Roll down onto the back. Once you're down on your back, rock from side to side, rolling from the left to the right, getting a massage of the back, getting a massage of the posterior head, the back of your head. Notice the sensations. When you're ready, come to stillness on the back, keeping the knees into the chest. Allow the arms to fall down beside you, away from the body as if you were a letter T. Allow the knees to fall over to the right. So the knees are coming down to the earth. They may make it to the earth, they may not. Once you're over to the right, decide if you want to take that right hand to the left upper knee and give yourself some assistance, bringing those knees closer to the earth. Once you've done that, take your gaze away from the knees, gazing down that left arm. Feeling the stretching sensation. This pose is great for constipation, twisting all of the organs, giving all of the organs a little massage. Breathe. Release that right top knee, or that left top knee. Bring those knees up to the ceiling. Allow the knees to stay with their movement, falling over to the left. Decide if you're going to take that left hand to the top right knee, pulling those knees closer to the earth. And take your gaze down the right arm. Breathe. Release the knee, bring the knees back to the center. Allow the feet to fall down to the mat. They're still hip distance apart. Take your hands, palms facing down beside you. Make sure your fingertips can almost touch your heels. Press into your hands and your arms, press into your feet and press into your shoulders. Bridge pose, lift your bottom from the mat, hold. Make sure all of the weight is in your shoulders, not in your neck. A little strength challenge. Can we pick up that left foot? Bring that down. Pick up that right foot. Bring that down. Lower your bridge. Raise your bridge. Lower your bridge. Raise your bridge. Lower your bridge. Last time, raise your bridge. And lower back down. Bring those feet together. We're going into the butterfly legs again. Allow the knees to fall open. Sweep those hands, palms facing the ceiling. Sweep those hands to the top of your space and bring the fingertips right above the crown of the head. The back of the hands are resting on the floor. The legs are in a butterfly pose. The arms are stretched open. We are in a passive stretch here. The shoulders are open. The hips are open. Breathe. Notice any areas of sensation. Notice any areas of tension that you can release. Allow gravity to fully hold you in this position. You should not be doing any work. Allow gravity to just hold you here. Breathe. Bring those knees together. Pull those knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Squeeze them in. Allow the head to still be heavy. When you're ready, pick that right foot up as if you were placing that right foot on the ceiling. Same thing with the left. Legs up the wall, except for we're not using a wall. If you wanted to explore and use a wall because seems challenging, you can always take your bottom to the wall and put your heels on the wall. Breathe, hold. If you have plow pose, we can go there now. So that's where we take our toes and allow them to come down to the floor over top of our head. This is where you listen to your body. So does this feel good? Pushing off the elbows, allowing the feet to come to the front of our space. Breathe. Some people's toes will come to the earth. Mine have not so far. Now, as you notice, my hands naturally came to my back. So place your hands on your lower back or your upper bottom and straighten those legs. We're going for a shoulder stand. So make sure all the weight is in the shoulders. The legs are straight up. Breathe. Shimmy the arm if you have to. That didn't feel good on my elbow, so I had to move. Listen to your body. Maybe your hands walk further up your back to elevate those legs more. Breathe. I invite you to find playfulness here. So allow the legs to do what they want to do. Maybe they open, maybe they circle, maybe they ride a bike. Find playfulness. Breathe. Now we're going to lower the bottom back to the mat so we can go back into our plow. Take the hands to the lower back. Gently assist the legs come down to the mat. Allow the legs to fall all the way down to the bottom of the mat. Stretch those toes long away from the body. Sweep those hands up and act as if someone were pulling your hands in the opposite direction of your legs. A nice long body stretch. Breathe. And we're ready for our last and final resting pose, Shavasana. Release any areas of tension from the body. Walk those legs away from each other, allowing the feet to fall open. Bring those hands down beside you with the palms facing up to the ceiling. Take your gaze up to the ceiling. Tighten the buttocks. Let them go. Shimmy the shoulders. And check in with your placement. Make sure you're comfortable. If you feel tension on your back, maybe you bring those knees to the ceiling, and this will be your Shavasana. If your back is fine, release those legs, let them remain down. Make any adjustments so you can be comfortable for the next few moments. This is often considered the most important and difficult pose of yoga. We are going from being totally active to stopping at the drop of a dime. Relax the head, allowing it to be heavy. Release any areas of tension. Relax the scalp. Relax the forehead. Allow the eyeballs to be heavy in their sockets. Allow the eyelids to be heavy on the eyeballs. Relax all facial muscles, both big and small. Allow the jaw to be heavy. Allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Relax the neck, releasing any tension. Relax the shoulders. Relax the upper arms. Allow the elbows to be heavy. Allow the forearms to be heavy. Allow the wrist to relax and be heavy. Release the hands, allowing the hands and the fingers to be heavy and relaxed. Come back to the chest and allow it to relax. Allow the upper back to totally melt into the mat. Relax the stomach. Relax the lower back. Relax your bottom, allowing it to be heavy, melting into the mat. Relax your groin, allowing it to be heavy. Relax the thighs. Relax the knees. Relax the lower legs. Relax the ankles. Allow the heels to fall into the mat, being totally supported by gravity. Allow the feet to relax and be heavy. Allow the toes to relax and be heavy. Take this moment to be the human being we were born as. We turn into the doers, the getters, the achievers. But we were born as just a human being. Allow yourself the next few moments to just be. My voice will bring you back out of this pose in a few moments. If the thoughts have come, observe them and let them go. Slowly bring movement into the toes, movement into the fingers, circles with the ankles, circles with the wrist. If it feels good, maybe place the feet on the floor and bring the knees into the chest. Roll onto your favorite side in a fetal position, using your upper arm as a pillow to softly land on your side. Using both hands, press into the floor, press into your mat, pushing yourself up to land in a seated pose facing your camera. Notice how you've landed in your seated pose purposefully. Change the positions of your legs. So if your dominant leg was in, we're gonna just switch which leg is on top. Sit up nice and tall, roll those shoulders up, push them back, pull them down. Bring the palms to the center of the chest together. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. We have observed our body. Continue to do so. Let's come up with one thing that we are grateful for. I'm grateful for you showing up, sharing this practice with me, sharing your practice, honoring yourself and your body. May you continue to have peace in your thoughts. May you always have peace in your words. And may you always have peace in your heart. Thank you so much for practicing Yoga with Dayna. Hope to see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your time.